for our next segment, we're excited to welcome Dorothy Toran. Dorothy is the executive in charge of production at Bravo TV. She's also an executive producer on Bravo's The Real Housewives of New Jersey. That is my motherland, the Garden State. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
It's great to have you here.
Thank you.
I mean, you've been in media and a woman in charge in media for a long time. I mean, you're kind of one of the pioneers of being executive in the reality TV space.
Thank you.
How did you even get involved in that work to begin with?
It's interesting. I've been a television producer for, I feel like, forever. I'm dating myself completely, but 23 years. And so I went to film school. I always knew that, it's funny. I always tell the story about when I would watch like Miss America with my grandmother, and like every girl wanted to be Miss America with the wave. And I was worried about if she was going to hit her spotlight or if she was going to hit her mark. So I think it was just my type A personality to really want to be able to control my environment and how creativity happened. So it really fit for me.
How did you get into the genre of the Follow docuseries? Because at first, especially, in 23 years ago, and you've done Emmy-nominated shows and been all over the board, but were you like, I don't know if this is going to stick?
Totally.
Really?
Unscripted programming, to your point, 20 years ago we didn't know what that was,
Yeah.
I spent a lot of time in the early part of my career producing lots of commercials and music videos, and that's really what the sweet spot in media in terms of television production was if you weren't doing features, for example,
Yeah.
or if you weren't doing scripted series. And and then the real world came on the scene. Really, that's like my recollection of like when reality really became something to watch. And it just exploded. And then we, are in a place where you don't have to be an actor to be a celebrity. And that brings, that completely changed unscripted programming to what it is, to the phenom beast that it is today.
What's the most difficult part of the industry for people that are looking to break through on your side of the camera?
It's a great question. I think what's most challenging is being able to have the tenacity. It's really hard. You need someone to give you a break. You need like that. Don't need a lot of breaks, but you need that one to break through. And I think it's not being so discouraged by rejection that you give up. Because, there's a saying that your biggest setback, like, helps set up your comeback. So I think it's really important to just be diligent, not be afraid to voice what you really want, and know that you just gotta keep going until you get one.
What was your one?
My one was an executive producer years and years and years ago named Paula Pevsner. She was an executive producer at a television studio called All Mobile Video. And I was actually a receptionist there part-time in college. And she knew that I wanted to be a producer. She took me under her wing. She taught me everything about post-production at the time, which was like all non-existent now, and media and technology has changed everything. But she really saw me. And I think mentorship and mentoring women is really important to me in television, because it's about being seen and being heard. And when you see someone, they feel valued, and it gives them confidence to really pursue their dreams, to really drive what they want to be doing. But it's about, we all want to be seen and visible and valued in that way.
For the women who decide that they want to be seen on camera, when they sign up or say during the casting process, I want to be a Real Housewife, or I want to be on a Bravo show, do you ever say, hey, your life is about to change by doing this? So
absolutely.
Do you ever sit them down?
Yeah, and it's interesting. It really is a real decision. It's like a family decision. We're really blessed on our cast. All of our ladies on the Jersey franchise are incredible women. I have so much fun working with them and being with them. They're amazing mothers. They're passionate mothers. They love hard, they work hard, we play hard, they fight hard, but that's what makes them such an amazing ensemble group. And you have to be able to be ready to take the highs and the lows, There's, if it's great when you're friends with someone, but if you're having a disagreement, it's like, how do you voice that? How do you hold your own in that? Reality of television has really changed. Like, we're no longer pulling each other's hair out. We're just, having to have a controlled conversation and still voice our opinions and what we think. So it's really being ready to do that.
There's this stereotype that the Real Housewives franchise is shallow or superficial, but if you actually watch it, all of these women have spun off into either best-selling authors or even having hit singles to clothing lines. What would you say to that misperception?
I think it's exactly that. I think the women on our show are masterful in business. They're masterful in their brands. They know who they are, and they use their platforms to catapult their brands and businesses in a way that I think is incredibly smart. And to your point, it's about taking an opportunity and maximizing it and rolling it into other things. And I think in general, reality stars have understood that that's really what staying power is about. And our ladies absolutely do.
You also juggle a family and a very busy career. What's some of your advice for, let's say, new working mothers like myself?
Yeah, congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
Your son is gorgeous.
Oh, thank you.
I think the biggest thing that I am still learning about being a working mom is the idea of balance doesn't really exist for me the way that I dreamt that it would before I became a mom. I have two daughters. Our youngest is 7 and our oldest is 19 and a half. So we're all, my husband and I are all across the board. So fun though. And
sounds fun.
It's about partnership a lot, I think, and it's about having realistic expectations. Shonda Rhimes wrote this incredible book called Year of Yes. And in Year of Yes, she talks about that challenge and she says, if I am killing it on a series, I may be missing the Christmas recital. Oh. And if I'm having an amazing time at the Christmas recital, for me, there's a budget due, there's a network call, there's something happening that I'm falling short on there. And I think it's not trying to do everything at once, 100%, because for myself, I don't know that that's possible. I think it's about really being honest with yourself and understanding that there are trade-offs and deciding in every moment, what's the trade-off today? It could be a different trade-off tomorrow, but today, what's the priority, and being okay if some things have to fall away a little bit.
I like that, looking at the today and what you need to do in that moment rather than getting ahead of yourself. Because I think I know for me, I tend to look at everything like, oh, if I do this decision, then it's going to just set the
domino pace. And set the pace.
And it's not always the case.
No. And it changes, and especially having children, your son is 13 months old.
13 weeks.
13 weeks. Oh my gosh, excuse me.
Is that crazy?
Oh my God. You look amazing, by the way.
Thank you.
It's every second is different, right? Every moment changes. And so your children are not, you don't know what your children are going to do or decide or behave or need. Every single day it changes, and you've got to be as fluid as they are. So that's why I think it's really important. You can't think too far ahead.
You also have another thing on your plate, which is doing amazing work for Lupus, the Lupus Foundation. How did that become a calling for you?
My younger sister passed away of lupus suddenly 2 years ago. One Monday night, we were making coffee plans for the next day, and by 2:30 the next afternoon, she had 2 cardiac episodes and went into a coma for 7 days and passed away.
Oh my God.
And the Lupus Foundation of America really saved me. The first few months, I really just took a time out from life, to be honest, and my husband just supported me, and I just really was in a black hole for a long time.
Yeah.
And I was looking for support. I was looking to know that the world my mother and I were living in, this new world of grief, was not something that we inhabited all by ourselves. Yeah. And the Lupus Foundation, I reached out to them and they were incredible. And honestly, that's not how it started. I was just as an individual looking to talk to somebody. And the Northeast Regional Director, Sue Glore, who's an incredible friend, and the President Emeritus, Sandra Raymond, who's also a dear friend, they really helped me through my grief and then helped me to understand that I could use my influence and my power and my voice to give voice to so many women in particular, but men as well, that suffer from lupus. And so it's become the cornerstone of my service in terms of like what I do with my life. It's the honor of my life. I feel like I'm very much my sister Wade, who passed away. I feel like I'm doing something that I hope that she's proud of, and knowing that I'm still advocating for her. Thank you. So it's great. We actually have a stem cell campaign that we're leading that's very aggressive. We have a goal of raising $100,000 for stem cell research. The fundraising campaign, is called Color Me Happy. Aww. And so my sister was an artist, and her last art collection she named Color Me Happy. And so we said, of course, this is what we're going to name the campaign. So we've raised a little bit over $25,000 at this point. So we're going to keep going until we get to the goal. We have amazing initiatives. We have some really dear friends, Julius Michael and Monica Wald own the Julius Michael Salon in Scarsdale. They helped us blow out for Lupus event. Mm-hmm. And we raised so much money there. They were so incredible.
How can people donate to Color Me Happy?
People can donate to Color Me Happy. I think the link is being posted somewhere. Okay. So it's support.lupus.org/Color Me Happy. And we actually also are launching a beauty campaign in a few weeks that I'm super excited about with Nicole Harding, who's the CEO of Selfie Cosmetics. So nice. We're launching a lip gloss actually that we're calling Color Me Happy, of course. It'll be available for purchase in the next couple of weeks after we launch.
Incredible.
So we'll use that as a fundraising initiative as well. So I'm excited. There's so many people that are suffering, and I realize now in this work that Wade was one of many, 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 many people, particularly women. So I feel really honored to be able to help in this really small way.
You're doing really good work.
Thank you so much.
Your sister would be proud.
Thank you. I hope so. Thank you.
Aw, thank you.
Thank you so much for having me.
Awesome.
Oh my gosh.
Awesome to see you. The next time you're in Jersey, come swing by.
Absolutely. I may bring friends. It may be really crowded.
All right. Always an open door.
That's right. Thanks, Diana.
Thank you.